It's been almost 50 years since Senator Ted Kennedy and Mary Jo Kopechne crashed into Poucha Pond. The events that transpired after the crash took the life of Mary Jo and permanently destroyed the chances of Senator Kennedy ever becoming President of the United States of America. So, does Chappaquiddick paint an accurate portrayal of these real-life events, or will this film bore history classes for years to come? Let's talk about it in this review. The acting in this film is adequate at best. If I am supposed to believe that Ted Kennedy, played by Jason Clarke, was struggling to find his voice and his place in his family, I definitely needed more from his performance. I felt like all of the actors were either told to pull back on some of their emotionality, or they weren't encouraged to really reach for it and go for that strong emotional performance. And unfortunately, I can't really say that any of the performances really stand out. I do believe though, if Ed Helms, who plays Joe Gargan, is looking to expand his repertoire and really move forward into more dramatic roles, this film was a very good first step for him. It felt like he really wanted to deliver a strong and dynamic emotional performance, but he either wasn't A, advised to do so by the director, or B, is still working on those chops, and then later on down the road, as he continues this type of delivery and this type of performance, we'll actually see more of that from him, and later on down the road, we'll be able to look back at this and go, this is where he got his start, and now look how great he's doing. But again, that's just for dramatic performances. His comedic chops are absolutely top-notch. Also, Jim Gaffigan is in this film, but he's also not really in this film. He kind of is in the background most of the time. Now, at the beginning of the film, he does have some dialogue, and we understand why he's important, why he's playing the role he's playing, what does this character do for the story. But then after the beginning of the film, he kind of is just in the background. He's more scenery. He doesn't really have a lot of dialogue or emotionality. He's just kind of there, filling out some of the space in the background. But again, if Jim Gaffigan is looking to move into dramatic roles, just like Ed Helms, I think this is a good first step for him to get him some exposure doing something more serious, something more dramatic where the stakes are definitely higher. Moving into the movie itself, unfortunately, I don't believe that this film truly knows what it wants to be. As I'm watching the story unfold on the big screen, at times it felt very different in tone, very different in delivery. At moments, it felt like a historical biopic. Other times, a courtroom legal drama. Other times, a dramatic period piece, and a bit of a political drama. I couldn't really put my finger on where the pulse of this film really wanted to hit, and that was a problem for me as I watched the story unfold. But by the end of the film, we do discover that this entire film is strictly about Ted Kennedy and how he overcomes this tragedy in his career as a United States Senator. But again, even though the story is consistently about Senator Kennedy, that's really all that stays consistent. Again, going back to the storytelling, I couldn't really identify which single form, or even a combination of forms, that they wanted to go with to tell us about Senator Kennedy's life in this one particular instance. Is it a legal drama meets historical biopic? Is it a political drama / political thriller? Even after seeing it, I can't really say with 100% certainty what it really is, what it wants to be, and that's kind of a bummer. But if you don't mind lots of different storytelling options thrown at you for almost 2 hours, and you do enjoy history movies or movies about history, this might be right up your alley. Chappaquiddick is playing at your local movie theater right now. And again, if you're the type of person who likes movies about actual historical events, like me, this might be the film for you. However, because I couldn't really place my finger on where the pulse of the story was supposed to be, I can't recommend that you guys spend your hard-earned dollars or your time on a big screen viewing. But because of the importance of the actual story, this is a film that I do think you should check out once it's available on Redbox, DVD and Blu-ray, or your preferred video streaming service. Actually, I think this movie might be more enjoyable from the comfort of your home because it won't cost as much with a movie ticket and concessions. You can enjoy all of the story from the comfort of your couch, your futon, your love seat, your beach blanket, your yoga mat, your beanbag chair, whatever the case may be, but definitely worth your time learning about or revisiting this historical moment. But unfortunately, since I can't put my finger on where the pulse of this film was really supposed to hit outside of Senator Kennedy's life during this tragedy, it's getting 0 high fives from this guy. Chappaquiddick is playing at your local movie theater right now.